Namaste. Namaste. Namastizzle. What's happening? Peace. Shalom. Greetings. uh, yeah. Hope y'all are having a great day today on this day of Jove. Jupiter. Jove is what Jupiter's name is. I can't remember which pantheon that comes from, but the Jupiterian name for the planet, besides Jupiter, is Jove. So, namaste. Today is Thursday, April 13th. Don't forget, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Come on in, light some incense, kick up your feet, get comfortable. See what we got. A lot of stuff always going on. And I cut up on Facebook as often as I possibly can. I mean, I cut up every day on Facebook. That's the only use I have for it now, besides networking with like-minded people. It's good for that, though. So how is everybody? In the great high, neck. Hey, I'm good, Anubis. How are you doing? It is a bright, after, I want to say, almost a week of just cloudy, gloomy, dreary days and rainy days. The sun is out. It's the third day in a row. It's been out. It's bright. There's really no, okay, let me rephrase that. Out of all the places I've been, Texas, I don't know, when the weather is nice, Texas is kind of unbeatable. I've been to Florida. I've been to California. Besides those two places, it's not another place I would rather be when the weather is just nice. You know what I mean? And so it's been nice the past 3 days. It is doing like it did last year and it's getting hot early. It's April. It's only the 4th month. And it's already ramping up. I think it got like this last year too. Glad to hear you are doing good, Anubis. Give me 1 second here. Today's the day for money magic, of course. In the Jupiter hour, because it's a Jupiter day. But again, remember, I'm always saying, do something outside the box. Do your rituals or spells in a sun hour. Okay. Remember, you got that planetary app? Because right now, it is an hour of, let's see, where are we? Right now, we are in Mars. So if you wanted to do the next planetary hour is the sun from 4:45 p.m. to 5:49 p.m. So get those rituals or mantras or whatever you do, bring that money in. Peace, brother Kunami. 87 in Philly? God damn. 87 in Philly is, we used to have a saying growing up, niggas draw heat. But 87 in Philly, I'm sure everybody's out. I'm sure of it. And I'm sure North Philly is cutting up. It always is. I'm sure all the liquor stores or those corner stores are full of people outside drinking on the inside too. Um, yeah, 87 is hot in Philadelphia. That's hot. Brother Kunami is joining me again. I mean, on the chat here. We had, in case you missed it, we did a great interview show on this past Tuesday. Um, I caught up in a new show, Lost. I am years late, which I usually am, because I usually don't follow what everybody's doing, right? But Lost is getting me. I was thinking it was going to become somewhat of a Lord of the Flies kind of vibe, but no, it's not. It's turned out to be a little different. Um, from someone who grew up kind of watching Gilligan's Island, this is a much more serious show, much more believable, you know. So that is what I'm. Peace, love, and blessings, Sister Moonfeather. Namaste. Welcome. I'm on episode 11 now on Lost. So I have actually stopped watching one of my shows to give this one my full attention. So yeah, Lost. Um, oh, so uh, episode 8, yeah, it draws you in and it kind of keeps you there. You know, I was like, I'm gonna hold off on Bleach for now. I want to get further into Lost before I go back to Bleach. So then I can just toggle watching those two shows. But I watched an interesting one last night. If you are a fan of Wednesday on Netflix, you can. If you're, most people became fans of Jenna Ortega, the actress who plays Wednesday. She was in this movie we saw last night called X, and it's set in the 70s. And I don't know what I expected. I didn't expect what it showed, but if you like thriller, suspense, gore, this one's for you. This It was a trip. I don't even want to tell you about it, but all I can say is TNA in it. Um, of course, that's what the 70s movies were like. TNA. Uh, yeah, it's interesting. It's called X. It came out last year. Peace and blessings, Portia. How are ya? Namaste. Portia, I think you are due soon. Aren't you? Forgive me for asking. I was just curious. I know it's not going to be long now before Sister Portia has her baby. Y'all continue seeing her not healing vibes, but blessings for a successful and healthy birth of their child. I think it's a girl that she says. Am I right? Um, but yeah, Konami said he told us, and he did. There's some characters I already hate. um, this British girl is getting on my nerves right now, the pregnant one. Speaking of pregnancy, yeah, the Claire, I mean, she's getting on my nerves with all this damn screaming, you know. But it's interesting the way these characters are developing, and of course, me being the person I am, I'm gonna see things just a little differently than the masses. Um, like Saeed, the Iraqi. Um, I ain't gonna say my thoughts here, but it's just interesting how everybody's represented in this series on Lost. So, like I said, I am years late, but that's normally the case with me. Oh, she got 2 more weeks. All right. All right. 2 more weeks for her birth. What else do I want to talk about today? This is a subject that, well, it's a couple things. This is a subject that I know I've addressed it before, but I've never addressed it recently. I don't even know if I said that right, but the whole point of a magical working is to bring about a desired change, some kind of goal, right? I think a lot of people still don't get lusting for results is forbidden. What do I mean by lusting for results? I mean constantly worrying about the outcome. Okay. Many a grimoire have warned against this. Right? Many a grimoire has warned against this. Why? Because by doing that, you actually ruin a working by constantly worrying about the outcome. Many a grimoire, especially the classic old ones, will tell you set your intention and forget it. All right. The basic tenets of magic is to know, to will, to dare, to be silent. That's the basic four tenets. There should be a fifth one, in my opinion. There should be a fifth one. Set your intention and forget it. To know what you want, and know that you're going to go after it. To know, to will, to dare. All right. To will, to will is to like will yourself to manifest something that you really want, to will it. Okay. To dare, to have the courage to go about what needs to be done, no matter what it is, to bring about your desired change and to be silent. You are not supposed to tell a bunch of people what you're doing. Okay. Including yourself. All right. You're not supposed to be bragging about your rituals. You're not supposed to have thousands of people looking at your ritual working. It's supposed to be a private practice. It's always been that way. Okay. This is in one of the ways, in many ways, in which social media has fucked up something. Let me just be honest about that. Okay. And set your intentions and forget it. Okay. The fifth one. All right. There's a reason that all the old grimoires say to forget it. You worry about the outcome, you won't get the outcome. Okay? You won't get the outcome. Plain and simple. Lusting for results is still damaging to a magical working. Y'all make it fun. We haven't seen anything yet. What's going on, Tosh? Three important rules of casting. First, don't talk about it. Set it and forget it. Third, show gratitude once it's fulfilled. Thank you, Tosh. Absolutely. Absolutely. Exactly. Exactly. Remember what they say? You're not supposed to talk about Fight Club. You're not supposed to talk about Magic. The second rule is don't talk about Magic. Third rules, don't talk about Magic. And the fourth rule is don't talk about Magic. You're not supposed to allow everybody to know what you're working on. Did you know that a person can attack you through your magical working, through your own magical working? Do you know that someone can attack your ritual space, your altar? Yet we got many people doing this, showing their altars. Look at what I'm doing. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got an image to maintain these days. Those who are masters and who are great at their craft don't have to tell you they are that. Their actions speak louder than words. All right? Set it and forget it. Forget about it. I don't care how bad you want it. Leave it alone. All right? Set it and forget it. Thanks, Tosh, for saying that. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Fight Club reference. Yeah, you can get the wrong attention. Absolutely, the wrong attention. Do I know how to attack somebody? Absolutely. People make it easy these days. Nobody's discreet anymore. You know, everybody thinks that everything is meant for everybody. It's not. It simply is not. You know, that applies to you doing a magical working, or if you hire someone to do a magical working, you should hire. And I got like the best clients in the world, to be honest, because people who come to me to do magic work, I normally don't hear from them. I have to, you know, reach out and contact them to let them know, hey, look, this is what I did today. You know what I'm saying? And 2 weeks later, okay, this is where I'm going with this. Okay, I want to let you know. They don't when I first started getting clients, when I first started, people were constantly harassing me every day. Hey, how did this happen? And what do you, like the guy who wanted the girl back? There's been so many of those, but the guy who wanted the girl back, who was actually fucking stalking her too. So he hired me to do a magical work, and then he started stalking her. He was lusting for the results. I don't know if he was doing that prior. I'm sure he was, but he hired me, and then he started kind of doing his own detective work. The best clients that I have, they usually hire me to do something, and then I won't hear from them again. Right? Now, I understand you can't do that with everybody. I get that. But your best step for casting a magical ritual is to forget about it once it's done. Again, there are reasons why the old cult masters stress that particular point. 1984 and Brave New World predicted this current environment, and social media has tried to cement it. Absolutely. 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 It's funny because me and Konami was talking. That's my brother. We speak just about every day. We were talking, right, about, I was like, oh, the symbolism. There's a totem here. Who was it? I think it was Charlie, the guy Charlie. And he was kicking his habit. I don't want to say too much for those of you who never seen it, but he kicked it. And as the end of his kick went, he saw a moth. Now, the moth is a totem for transformation and change, right? Now get this. What it says here about the moth. You give me 1 second. I know I marked it. One moment. Having a book like this, I can't just, you don't have like a table of contents. So I gotta mark stuff that I need to look at. Not just saw it because I've marked it. But I just found that interesting because Konami told me that nothing is wasted. He said everything has meaning. Everybody's name has meaning. Like the woman in Saeed's life that he tried to release, name was Nadia, and Nadia means hope. Just thought that was interesting. Moth Ra. Y'all know what book this is. The Master Teacher. The moth is the original butterfly. Many times we have struggles in our lives and sometimes seek help. We even wonder why evil people prosper while others struggle. I can go into a lot of reasons for this, but I'm only deal with your personal struggle. You must go through these struggles to make you who you came here to be, or better yet, what you came to do. A butterfly must struggle to escape his cocoon. And if you help the butterfly, he will be weak and will die. It needs to struggle to become a living, animated flower. As such are you. Okay? You are the butterfly that must overcome the cocoon to become that beautiful success. Disallow your own web to lock you into a coffin. The first thing a butterfly does after escaping the cocoon is elevate. The moth. Okay. How is it? Here's synchronicity for your ass. How is it after I saw that particular episode and I was going to read this book that I came across that page? Synchronicity. See what I'm saying? Synchronicity. Yes, yes. I remember John Locke's speech to Charlie about the cocoon. Mothra was in Godzilla. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, lusting for results. It's not a good thing, y'all. It's not a good thing. Okay. And this is one of the reasons why people will claim magic doesn't work, because they'll fail to realize that you can't sit there and think about the outcome every single day. You know, constantly worrying about your outcome. Remember the story that I told y'all lives ago about the woman who wanted the guy. Okay. He wanted the guy. She did the ritual I told her, and 15 minutes later, then called the man. Now that's lusting after results for your ass. 15 minutes after she did the ritual, she expected that to work. Okay. Can't happen. You will fuck up a working by doing that. I can't stress this enough, y'all. I can't. It goes both ways. Whether you're doing a magical ritual yourself or if you hire a spiritual worker, it still applies. Okay. Hey, Jamie Kings, namaste and welcome. In short, let it go. Once you set the intention, let it go. Okay. All right. Also, along those same lines, there's a difference. We all know the difference between a spell and a ritual, right? We all know the difference. Can y'all tell me y'all know the difference between a spell and a ritual? Wow. Y'all come up with that. Did y'all hear about the Dalai Lama? I'm sure you've heard about it. Okay. This is why I say do not look up to these so-called spiritual leaders. In the end, they're all human. My personal opinion is I'm not going to give that here. Once I've thought about that, I'm not going to give my personal opinion. But I'm not surprised that the Dalai Lama did that. Not at all. Okay. Not at all. Right. They're all in it as far as child eating, I should say. They're all in it. Yes, that was disgusting. Did you know that I actually saw people trying to justify what he did. I'm gonna try and see. How do you spell that? Dalai. Okay. It's trending now. It's viral. A video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting when a young boy asked His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, if he could give him a hug. His Holiness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world, for the hurt his words may have caused. His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before cameras. He regrets the incident. His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before cameras. Zora pause. Extra long Dora pause, but 21,000 comments on that particular um, when you don't know a culture and your negative mind, then you will see what you want to see. Stop spreading nonsense. Just stop before you regret. Tibetan culture. Tongue showing is mark of respect. He didn't tell him to show him his tongue. He said, suck on his tongue. And then you got people justifying. No, they're not hiding, not at all. A spell is anything spoken, a ritual is intentional. Spell can be intentional also, but it isn't necessarily. The main difference between a spell and a ritual is this. A spell is something you do like a mantra or an incantation. A ritual is something you do to put more oomph to the spell, to a spell, okay? It's ceremonial magic. You actually do a ceremony, is exactly what it says, okay? A spell is more like an incantation or something very, very simple. Or I light a candle and I'm just praying. That's a spell. I'm saying ancient Egyptian words or ancient Babylonian words, words of power. That's a spell. Yeah. Ceremonial magic is putting on a robe, praying your altar, the ritual space, lighting candles in the four cardinal directions, opening with the watchtowers of the cardinal directions, and then doing a full-blown invocation 108 times, giving an offering of bread, wine, water, whiskey, blood, semen, telling a deity exactly what you want, okay? Casting a protective circle, all right? Dismissing the deity, banishing it, and then closing out ritualistically. That's a ceremony. It's a crude depiction of what a ceremonial magic ritual is, but that's what a ritual is. Okay? Ceremonial magic. Spell is something you cast. It's real simple. All right. Spells are what you will see on Charmed. What they did was spells. They got you thinking that you can say some words off a piece of paper and automatically the atmosphere is going to change and demons will come and what you see on charm. That's Hollywood. Huh? So that's the difference between a spell and a ritual, right? So my point in saying all of that is this. Certain situations require spells. Certain situations require full-blown rituals. If I need money tomorrow, I can say a mantra from that book, The Mystical Formula, 108 times. Right? And throughout the day, I'll pick it up, my mantra beads, and say a money mantra 108 times. Say Om Shreem Namo, Om Shreem Namo, Om Shreem Namo, until I get 180 times. Or I could do that all in one sitting. That is, and I can do it anywhere I want. Rituals, I'm going into my ritual space, my altar, and perform and calling a deity. That is the difference. Some things require spells, some things require rituals. That makes sense? The longer a situation is in place, the longer, the more energy it's going to take to turn that situation to your favor. Okay? Take a court case, for example. Court case. A court case is not saying a simple spell and then leaving it alone and hoping you're going to get an outcome. No. Okay. There are people you got to influence. You got to influence the judge and the lawyers, any witnesses, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to take time. If you got a court case that's been going on for 2 years, you're not going to get the end result in a month. It may take a little longer than that. It's going to take some time. This requires a ritual to be performed more than once. It's going to require more effort, more energy to build up that energy needed to turn the situation around to your favor. Am I making sense? Yes, Anubis, you can speak the spell during a ritual. Absolutely. Any suggestions for someone who has messed up neighbors? I haven't had problems with any of my neighbors, but lately I've been getting attacked by neighbors left and right. When you say attack, do you mean physically attack? Peace and blessings, Elegant Granny. Welcome, welcome. Do you mean physically attack? The book of the law, do as thou wilt. Absolutely. Do whatever you want. Okay? Do as thou wilt. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Okay? But for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? You can try and you can make up a complete ritual all your own. All right? You can become, and I see a lot of people do this, become a chaos magician. Don't follow no rules, no tenets, no nothing. Just do what you will. And a lot of people, a lot of people follow that route. A lot of people feel like they go that route. Chaos magicians, I ain't got to do nothing. I do whatever I want. Let me rephrase that. I don't have to follow any rules, no principles. It means exactly what it said. Right? A lot of people follow that. That's perfectly fine. Are you getting results? By just making up shit. Like if you make up your own barbarous words, or you making up your own sigils to call specific deities. Okay? Is it working? If we're being honest, is that actually working? verbally at times, and a lot of gossip and slander. Um, you might need like uh stop slandering spell or shut up spell. There's plenty. I think it's stop slandering spells. You could try those. Um, are you talking about? Are they like bullying you or something? I'm trying to get what you're saying here. You can have try spells that make them move. Um, I'm honestly not doing anything like rituals or spells, but I'm interested so much because it's the roots of mostly every kind of entertainment. Oh, okay. I got you. Um, that's they perform magic all the time, all the time. So I can see where your interest is coming in at. I'm speaking to LMR. I got you. I totally get it. But since we're on that subject though, a lot of people do follow that guideline. I'm gonna be a chaos magician. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I ain't gotta study nothing. I ain't gotta read nothing. I ain't gotta follow no kind of rules. I don't have to cast no circles. I ain't gotta give no offerings. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? Hey, if you honestly and truly get results, it's really all that matters. Nothing I say matters. If you're getting results doing whatever it is you're doing, that's all that matters. Okay. If you're that powerful, if you're that powerful, do what thou will. Oh, it's bullying. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't like any kind of bullying. Um, you can try you can try a brown bottle spell. Um, the best rituals for me are my due diligence, backtracking to balance the scales by doing the right thing. This corrects a lot of things for me, even if attacked by others. Much peaceful. Y'all hear what she said? Y'all hear what Granny says? She's always full of wisdom. I'm gonna read it again because I like what she said here. The best rituals for me are my due diligence, backtracking to balance the scales by doing the right thing. This corrects a lot of things for me, even if attacked by others. Much peaceful. I got it. I totally get that. You know. Anybody else get like scam calls like on a daily basis? Shit is annoying. Uh, oh, you're absolutely welcome. I don't like bullying. You know what I mean? Um, in this case, I hear what Elegant Granny's saying, but in this case, I think bullying is just cowardly. It's real cowardly, especially if it's a group of people. You're gonna want to fight back against that. Just being honest. Okay? Of course, I'm saying this because I'm in the magical life. Of course, I am. But you could do things like a brown bottle spell. You can write their names on a piece of paper, on a piece of parchment paper, or a lunch paper brown sack. Write their names on that, and then put that piece of paper in your shoe, your right shoe, and walk around all day. You're literally walking all over them. It's little things like that. See, that's the perfect example. Little things. I mean, I'm not diminishing what you're going through. What I'm saying is a little thing. What I mean is that can be counteracted by spells. Doesn't require a full-blown ritual. If you decide to do a full-blown ritual, then you need a badass demon to help you with it. Say, hey, I need these people to leave me alone and to stop talking about me. There's plenty of demons who are willing to do that for you. Okay. My whole point in saying that, though, is there is a difference. Please learn the art of discernment. There's a difference. Some things require spells. Some things require long-term action. Okay? Long-term. Think long-term, right? The longer a situation has been in place that you're trying to turn around, the more energy is going to be needed to turn it back around. Okay. So this requires doing a combination of spells and rituals, or just a bunch of rituals spread out over a course of days or weeks. It takes however long it takes to turn it around. Okay. But I said all that to say, not everything is a simple incantation. All right. The bullying, I believe spells can work for that. Yeah, those cars are really fucking annoying. Thoughts on back masking the listening to music backwards, speech backwards? Right, Granny. There's no excuse for bullying. It's cowardly. It's cowardly. Back masking, like listening to music backwards, speech backwards. Satanists do that. Satanists have always done that. But Satanists do that as a big fuck you to Christianity. That's why it was created in the first place, the Church of Satan. It's a direct opposition to Christianity. People are tired of Christianity and their practices and their overpowering doctrines, and created Church of Satan. Right? Now, I'm not going to say that that's the only reason it was created, but that is one of the main reasons it was created. All right. Peace, Rayshawn. Justice. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a minute. I was thinking about working with Shango and putting goofer dust by their door. Shango or Ogun? Either one of those, I would use Ogun personally. I would use Ogun because Ogun's a warrior. That's his specialty. Okay? That's his specialty. All right. Ogun fights. Right? Take your offering to a crossroads or something. Okay? After summoning Ogun. And then goofer dust, yeah, that's something I haven't seen done in a long time. Goofer dust works though. Or you can use 4 Thieves vinegar. There's so many ways to get certain things done. Like bullying is fairly simple to stop. Okay, besides just punching the bully in the nose, simple spells work for bullying. It's not really, I've never seen a bullying situation be so hard to overcome. All right. I've come across a lot. It usually takes simple spell. It does. That illustrates my point perfectly. Some things require spells, some things require ritual. Supposedly listening to Hail Mary backwards cast something wicked. Like I said, Satanists do that. Elegant Granny, again, Ogun, Zarabanda, or Oya for being attacked. Absolutely. Or ancestor, right. They were fighters. Absolutely. Listening to Hail Mary backwards cast something wicked. I think that's just my personal opinion. After studying Satan, my personal opinion is it just gets you into a certain mindset, Like I said, it's a big fuck you to Christianity. Don't get me wrong. There are such a thing as satanic spells, though. Satanic rituals that can get the shit done. All right. There are actually people who call on Satan to get work done for them. Right. If you're gonna call on Satan, you might as well call on Set. Can I use a person's apartment number to do a noisy neighbor spell if I don't know the person's name? I have neighbors above me that all kinds of noise all day and night, and asking them to stop don't help. So you physically went to them and asked them to stop, and they still didn't? I have to call on Ogun. I have only worked with Oshun. This will be my first time working with another entity. Look what Anubis just said. I made my own hot foot powder on my loud neighbors years ago. They started fighting one night and they did move, but we had to move as well. Yeah, this is an example of when you actually have to be careful of any backlash. Okay? Make sure all your bases are covered if you're doing stuff like that. All right. What could have possibly, yeah, I'm curious, was it? I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to put your business out there, Anubis, but um, I'm just curious of why you had to move also. Did you, where did you put the hot foot powder? Let's start with that question. Where exactly did you put it? Did you put it in front of your door or? What's up, Papa Ken? Greetings. Yes, more than once they were already fighting upstairs. What Anubis just said is a great suggestion. Hot foot powder. That's like pretty much the best resource that you're going to use when you're trying to get someone to move away. Okay? Hot foot powder. You can make your own, or you can buy from a online store or Botanica. They got hot foot powder. Okay. Make sure though, make sure that you kind of know what the ingredients are. Hot foot powder does work when it's applied correctly. And you have to actually get into a position where you can put it in place. Okay? Put it in place. Oh, you have hot foot powder too? I would suggest hot foot powder. Yes. And thank you to Anubis for bringing that story forward. We shared a porch. I lived upstairs, but they was playing loud music every day. Ah, okay. I just got done using mine with St. Michael. I came in just in time. Now, Michael's a warrior also. A lot of people don't know that. St. Michael, yes, the archangel, not saint, the archangel Michael. Landlords don't like hearing reports of cops being called, so it puts pressure on those particular tenants. That is very true. Rayshawn, you can always email me. If you don't have that particular book, I can give it to you. It should be in that particular book you just listed too. Reversal power, powder, hot foot powder, and goofer dust. Yes, all of those will work. Every single one of those will work. If you don't want to buy powder, and I'm actually taking myself out of sales by saying this, if you don't want to buy it from a store, you can make your own powders. Okay, just gotta be careful what the ingredients are. The books by Tarot Star that I'm always mentioning are great books for creating your own oils and powders. Tarot Star. There's another movie I wanted to mention to y'all too while I was thinking about it. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, starring Michelle Yeoh. If you like time travel or the concept of time travel or the concept of multiverses, this is an excellent movie. I see why it won so many awards. We watched it this past Sunday. It's a great movie. Okay? This is something that's always fascinated me as well, where the idea that there are multiple yous in multiple places doing opposite things. You know what I'm saying? They came across technology, which means they put this in this movie, which means they already have it. They came across technology where you could burst jump, meaning your consciousness can jump into different yous at different points in time. That shit like that fascinates me. Just think of the possibility of that. Peace, 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 EJ Taylor. I have the book, but it's big and I have not read the whole thing yet. Okay, got you. Jamie Haynes, you are welcome. Maybe they will move and won't have to use it. Yes, Sister Moonfeather, I do carry hot foot powder. Absolutely. I work with the Saints too. Actually, when I worked more with the Saints, the neighbors wouldn't get verbal with me at all. Now they're getting verbal. My autistic child messed up my Saint altar playing. Oh, wow. Playing around by it. This is okay. When it becomes something like that, you might need ritual. Okay? Or find you a spiritual worker. Okay? Find you a spiritual worker. People still don't, and I'm not saying this to anybody here. Trust me, I'm not. People still don't value spiritual workings. People hesitate to buy spiritual workings. There are people who have been doing this for years that are experts at doing it. All right. Everybody these days has this. I'm not saying you can't do it yourself. I'm not saying that. Let me tell you about the kind of clients I get. The kind of clients I get, they come to me pretty much as a last resort. Like, oh, maybe he can do it. You know, it's like people put spiritual working on the back burner. They don't want to spend money on it. Okay? That's just a fact. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. But my point is that when it becomes bullying to that extent where they continue, then you might have to do more than simple spells, right? Especially if it's going on for a long time, you've already asked them, then it's time to put in some serious work. It is. Otherwise, it'll stop for a minute, then it'll continue. Then it'll stop, then it'll continue. See what I'm saying? You could do this. Red ants. I'm trying to think of this particular spell. It's coming to me. Red ants, fire ants. Now, this may seem inhumane, but you can do it. It works very well. You take fire ants and be careful. Fire ants will tear your ass up. Fire ants or a dirt dauber nest. You can crush that up in a mortar and pestle. Spread that in front of their walkway. They have to walk on it. This is called track power. Foot tracks magic. Laying a trick is what that's called. Okay? Think about it. Fire ants. Like I said, it may seem inhumane to do that, but that's an old hoodoo trick. Yes, the movie was great, wasn't it, Moonfeather? It was definitely unpredictable. Peace, Lenora Rice. I love the saints. You can use crystals to call on the saints. Y'all see what Papa Ken said? It takes time to form relationships with saints, but they always answer. They always answer. Saints answer, angels answer. All these spirits answer if you build relationships with them. I've said this before in case anyone didn't hear me before. When you start building relationship with these spirits, they answer you more and more quickly. You know what I mean? From what I can tell, people who dabble just don't have any kind of power because that's all they do is dabble. They call on spirits when they want something. They may call on spirits once or twice a year. That's not going to get it done. It's not. Right. Fire ants are no joke. They will send them running. I don't know what, maybe it was meant for you to ask me this question, Jamie and Ray Sean, but I hadn't thought of that particular spell in years. And it just kind of came to me when y'all was asking. So yeah, you might not want to take, that may seem cruel to do, but it works. Did you know that you can use ant heads to sew up a cut? Did you know you can do that? Yeah. A lot of things in magic seem cruel, like animal sacrifice. That is cruel, isn't it? But this is what people get, how they got things done. They sometimes use animal sacrifice. Fire ants. Lord, you brought me back in my early days. I use ants, poppy seed, crushed red pepper flakes, and some more stuff. I may have overdid it, but the neighbors was fighting all night long. No, that don't sound like you overdid it at all. It sounds like you did what you had to do. Like an apocalypto. That must be what I was thinking of. Yes, an apocalypto. They did that. Yeah, absolutely. How do you build a relationship? You call them. Call them. Me, this is how I built relationships with spirits. Like, let's say the Goetian. I would call them and ask to kind of see them on the dream stage. I would ask for them to fill me with their essence and energy. I would ask them to show me their attributes. I would ask for stuff like that, but I wouldn't stop there. I would do that like once a week until I got an answer. Okay? Until I got an answer. It's the same way, it's the same principle. When you first meet somebody, how do you build a relationship with someone you first meet? Same principle, exact same. Okay. I always say this is not really a tenet, but thou shalt not suffer a dabbler. That's just me. The relationship with them is the key. Go to them more when you don't need anything. Just converse or say, hey, like we do each other. They love it. Exactly. Thank you. Elegant Granny. Elegant Granny. Elegant Granny. How you doing? Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Right. That's how you build relations. Exactly just like that. Make a doll for the target and set it near the fire ants, child, and watch what happens. Right. You can make a doll. See, making a doll, that's more of a ritual working because you are actually making what is called a fetish. You're making a fetish. All right. That's more of a working. That's more than a little simple spell. Yeah, I work with Ishtar. There's been a constant dialogue all year long. Between the both of us, she sometimes tells me things when I'm in the in-between, transitioning from sleep to wake. Yes. Yes. I had my first encounter with red ants in Puerto Rico, and they're nasty, nasty. Well, it looks like Moonfeather won't be using fire ants. I set up my ancestor altar and Oshun altar downstairs. I try to ignore my neighbors, but I had dreams of the ones who are attacking me having mental illness. Let's look at that. Do you have dreams of of you running away? Do you have dreams like that? I just so happen to have this book with me. It's one of my favorites. This is his second book. The master teacher told me that when you are studying, you're teaching yourself. If I'm studying Bobby Hemmett, Azazel Bay, Phil Valentine, I'm actually teaching myself. Anyone who follows me, teaching yourself the way we're supposed to be looking at it. Yes, oh yeah. If you're running in your dream, it means that you are protected from sorcery, backbiters, and all such evil. Yes, Apocalypto is dope as hell. I may watch Apocalypto twice a year. I also had a dream that a witch who doesn't like me is doing things to make people aggregate towards me lately. That sounds like a warning. I love giving food offerings, sitting talking to my ancestors and deities. Yes, Lenora, that's the way you build, it's like you dating somebody. You got to build that relationship and build that trust. Sit and talk. That is key. These spirits, remember, some of the grimoires tell you that the gods are forgetful. Okay. How do you remember them? You remember them in ritual, right? When I was working with voodoo magic, I would just sit and talk to Papa. Of course, I would summon them, but I would sit and talk. And I always could hear an old man laughing. I would sit, talk, and sip rum. Ended up drunk. Ended up drunk. One more thing before I go that I want to tell y'all. That Magick, I was going through an old student's answers on candle magic, right? And come to find out, her answer to one of the test questions wasn't great at all. It wasn't great because of the way she gave her answer and her logic. Her answer, not putting anybody on the spot because you don't know who I'm talking about. Her response was, magic is sometimes based on how we feel. No, it's not. Magic is based on principles, universal principles and laws, period. You know, just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean it's going to happen. For instance, why would you use black for a money working? You wouldn't use black. I don't care what you say. Colors operate at certain frequencies. The color black, the true color black, this has a certain frequency, has a certain number. Okay. This is why banishing is used black is used to banish negativity. Saturn, the color is black. Okay. I wouldn't use pink to try and banish something. Pink has another frequency. So we gotta get out of our feelings when it comes to this. All right. Magic is not based on how you feel. It's not. And that's the truth, Ruth. Oh, wow. I have dreams of people, other witches, co-workers. I see things quite often. That's how I end up fighting this long witchy battle with these witches I am in a war with. I would see them killing. Damn. I wish you luck on that. I don't like long, drawn out battles. Me, I'm a one-hitter quitter because I said if I got to go to battle with you, you're gonna lose. I ain't got time for that shit. Who got time for that? I ain't got time to be fighting. You know what I'm saying? Um, One hitter quitter. You're gonna regret coming after me. All right. I'm not saying that as a warning or anything like that. I'm just saying that's how I think when it comes to magic. I don't do simple spells just to like fight. I do some complicated shit to make sure that you know who you fucking with. It is what it is. That's the way I do. I just talk to my spirits. Exactly. Also, running away from someone or something in your dreams means that you're running away from your shadow self. Okay. People with magic and they were mad I could see them. I wasn't trying to see them. The spirits were coming to me, begging me to help them. Oh, okay. I see. Even when people hide themselves, I can still see what they're doing. Well, that's a good thing. If you can see them, yes. And Moonfeather is correct. A lot of people don't want to put in that shadow work, but it is more than just thinking about your flaws, though. Yes, it's draining, but Oshun is helping me gain peace and love again. Thank God. That's why Tasha's my homie. She said, you got to understand that some people were raised by Barney the dinosaur. All they know is feelings. Right. I love you. You love me. Y'all can clown me all you want. I do have children, and they were little at the time. So, yeah. Good point, Tosh. Good, 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 good. Um, But still, even still, these principles have been put into place for thousands of years. Okay. That you're not just coming into magic and start changing shit like that. I fail to see how using the color brown on a Sunday in a Jupiter hour is going to help you accomplish anything. Brown is used for court cases. I had someone tell me that Sunday, even though she got the colors of Sunday right, and I'm not blasting her, this is the way she feels. She felt that on Sundays is a good day to do court cases. I'm like, okay, maybe you can do that. All right. But the ideal day would be Mercury, Wednesday. Okay. That would be the ideal. Do as thou will. Okay. And listen to all advice, but follow your own. Absolutely, Jamie. No problem. What's going on, more? Well, yeah, you're kind of too late. It's cool though. I think we had a good discussion today. Um, I do hope that it works out for you, Jamie, and that you can follow the contributions that people have given here or some great suggestions. Get you some fire ants or something. There are ways that you can get this done. Okay? There are ways, right? Um, shouldn't be this long, drawn out thing. But I've seen public people, public witches, battle it out for years. I'm not doing all that. I'm not. If you're bold enough to attack me, it's on. Period. I ain't no sympathy. I gave y'all that example of a practitioner I knew was attacked by a brand new person because we were all in a group and they started arguing. The young person who was just coming into magic. I'm gonna repeat this story. just coming into Magic, decides to magically attack this person. And I kind of got him to the side and said, don't do that. He's been practicing a long time. Don't. And he went in anyway and regretted it. Seriously regretted it. Okay. He lost everything. House, wife, job. He lost it all. Last time I spoke, he was in a homeless shelter. I begged the practitioner to stop. I said, all right, he learned his lesson. Can you just, nope. He refused. He said, fuck that nigga. He was bold enough to come after me. Fuck him. No kind of empathy whatsoever. None. I washed my hands of it. I was like, look, I told you, don't attack. Anyway, do as thou will. All right, with that being said, thank you for joining me today. I had a great time. Thank you for the interaction. Jamie, I hope it works out for you. And anyone else that's had, it seemed like this is a common thing. People with their neighbors. I get it. I got neighbors. I get it. You know, there are ways that you can solve every situation that you may find yourself in. So I hope y'all have a good rest of your day and the rest of your week, and have a great weekend. I will see y'all next time. I am the one and only Magick LaCroix. I will see y'all next time. With that, peace and namaste.